Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you the concept of increasing and decreasing functions and on how we can use derivative to identify the intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing. Now let's start with a basic example. In this problem we want to find the set of values of x for which the function f of x equals 5x squared minus 10x plus 3 is decreasing. If you take a look at the function is a quadratic function. And the graph of a quadratic function is a parabola. Now we know that the graph opens upward because the coefficient of x squared is a positive number. And if the coefficient of x squared is a negative number, then the graph should be opening downwards. Now since this is just a quadratic function, we can directly see that the function is decreasing before the vertex and it will be increasing after the vertex. So if we know the value of the vertex, then we can identify easily, or we can easily identify the intervals into which the function is decreasing, or if in another case if it is increasing. So we know that the vertex of the function or the quadratic function can be found by using this formula negative b over 2a that will give you the value of x. So this will be negative of negative 10 because b is negative 10 divided by 2 times the value of a, which is 5, and then we have positive 10 over 10, so equals 1. So the vertex of the parabola will be at x equals 1. Then it is very obvious that the graph will be decreasing before the 1 and it will be increasing after the 1. So to answer this question, then the function is decreasing at the interval from negative infinity to positive 1. So as you can see, we were able to solve the problem without applying the derivatives. Now what if the function will be a different function, say a cube function? Okay, so to explain how the derivatives or differentiation is applied in identifying the values of x for which this function is decreasing, let's use the same function. So we have f of x is equal to 5x squared minus 10x plus 3. Note that the derivative of the function gives you the slope of the tangent line. Okay, and at the same time you will have the minimum value of the function or the maximum value when the derivative is equal to 0. So how are we going to use these concepts to answer the same question? Okay, so if the derivative of the function is positive, meaning greater than 0, then the slope is also greater than 0. And we know that the slope that is greater than 0 or positive is inclined in this direction. Therefore, if we want to get the values of x in which the function is decreasing, all we have to do is to find where the derivative is greater than 0. In the same way, if we want to identify when the function is decreasing, that means the tangent line or the slope of the tangent line is negative and the line is decreasing, then that will happen when the derivative is less than 0. And using this idea, we can solve this problem using the derivatives. So if f of x is equal to 5x squared minus 10x plus 3, all I have to do is to get the derivative of 5x squared minus 10x plus 3, which is 10x minus 10. And since what we want to do here is to find the intervals into which the function is decreasing, I have to determine the x in which 10x minus 10 is less than 0. And if I solve this inequality by adding 10 on both sides, so this will be 10x is less than 10, and this implies x is less than 10 over 10 or x is less than 1. Hence, the function will be decreasing before positive 1, or that is the same as negative infinity to 1. So here, I showed you two ways on how to find where the function is decreasing or increasing. Since this is just a quadratic function, we can use the concepts that we learn in algebra, or specifically on finding the vertex to identify where the function is decreasing or increasing. Now, if the function will be a little more complicated than this, then you can use the concept of derivatives for you to find where it is increasing or decreasing. And keep in mind that it will be increasing whenever the derivative is greater than 0, and it will be decreasing when the derivative is less than 0. In this case, we want to find where the function is decreasing. So we took the derivative of the function, we get 10x minus 10. Then we set that to be less than 0 because that is what we want. We want the function to be decreasing. And it gave us x less than 1. Now this x less than 1 is the same as saying from negative infinity to 1. So we have the same conclusion that the function is decreasing at negative infinity to 1. Okay, so that's it.